That part of the pyramid that we see above the ground is gigantic, right? Huge, massive. The rest of the top half of that octahedron is way down in the ground. Our body is just sick and tired of us walking around asleep, not realizing our full superhuman potential. So it creates illness, injury, sickness. So let's talk about Giza, the pyramid. Everyone thinks it's a pyramid, or maybe not everybody does. I do not feel, think, believe any of them. That part of the pyramid that we see above the ground is gigantic, right? Huge, massive, but it's only a really small part of it. The rest of the top half of that octahedron is way down in the ground, and the big second half of the octahedron is way down deep. The pyramid is not a pyramid, it's an octahedron. The male part, the top half, or part of the top half is above the ground, the bottom half is way down deep. For those of you that know my story, you know that I had an encounter with extraterrestrials back in 2009. I was taken to Alpha Centauri, met some Lyrans there. They gave me a huge download of frequency, and it's that frequency that is star magic. The extraterrestrial encoded healing frequency that we share with the world, that we've trained thousands of people in more than 55 countries. And it is rapid fire healing. When I came back from Alpha Centauri, after a few years, I was taken down into mystery schools underneath the so-called pyramid. And I was in classrooms with my son every morning in meditation with loads of other beings. And we were shown these ancient scripts and scrolls, and on these ancient scripts and scrolls were codes, and it was the same codes that got downloaded into me on Alpha Centauri when I met the Lyrans in this crystal structure made of light, this crystal light structure, which looked like a pyramid when I was there, but I feel it was an octahedron, way down deep in the ground. Now, every day after going in these classrooms, Josh and myself, we used to go exploring underneath the pyramids. We found healing pools, we found spaceships, we found massive, huge, expansive, I don't really know what to call them, not rooms, like massive, huge levels. That's all I can say. And they were like underground cities, and they went on for miles and miles. And these large kind of expansive cavities, layers, levels, went beyond this octahedral structure. But this octahedral structure went way down deep into the ground. Exactly how far, I don't know, but it was a long way down. And there were portals and stargates and all different openings and gateway systems into this octahedron. There were spaces down underneath Giza where they had like huge tables. And these tables were like boardroom meeting tables made from some kind of really heavy, crystalline, stone material, which I'm not even sure what they were. Massive chairs, and on these tables were plans of galaxies, different systems, stargate structures. And the consciousness of the beings that were there, they could just move these systems around on a table format. It was like planets or stargates were like snooker balls, and they could just roll them across the table. What we are led to believe is so far from the truth. Underneath the Great Pyramids, they have many vibrational corridors. Some people call them the Halls of Amenti. At the end of the Halls of Amenti, there are many rooms. The best way I can describe it, you know an abacus you get when you're at school, and you have an abacus and you can move the pieces along from one side to the other. They have like huge abacuses, and on the abacuses there are planetary structures, structures of galaxies, and they could be moved around. Stargate systems could be controlled through these instruments. Now, there are supposedly 12 stargates in our local system. There are supposedly 12 strands in our DNA blueprint, in our DNA template. There are 12 points on our multidimensional Merkaba field, which is a stellated dodecahedron. There are 12 transmission centers, supposedly, or multidimensional chakras, some people call them. Completely different from the 7 chakras that are a control mechanism. But that's a whole other story. But the 12 transmission centers, the 12 points on the multidimensional Merkaba field, the 12 stargates, the 12 strands on our DNA, they're not really 12, they're 13. When you put the 12 together, you create the whole. There are 12 spheres of consciousness in our dimensional system, and those 12 spheres are housed in one sphere, which is the 13th sphere. There were not 12 Essene tribes to control the 12 stargates. There were 13. There are not 12 constellations in our zodiac. There are 13. There are 13 moons in the woman's cycles. Everything is out of sync. 12 should be 13. But the 13th isn't really the 13th. It's the whole. It's the 13th, and it's the one that encompasses the 12. The 12 points on our multidimensional Merkaba field, which is 10 tetrahedrons, 5 male, 5 female. The stellated dodecahedron. The 12 points, when everything spins into a sphere, the sphere is the 13th that houses the multidimensional Merkaba. Now, the 12 points on our multidimensional Merkaba field link into 12 DNA strands and 12 transmission centers and 12 stargates. Once they all interlock, the 13th transmission center opens, which gives us access into the God worlds through the 12th stargate out into the primary light and sound fields, where you access the 13, the motherly goddess frequency. There are 13 body parts that link to the 13th constellations. The one they missed out was Ophiuchus, the snake bearer, the healer of the skies, which links to the human nervous system. I wrote about this in 2016 in my book, Healing with Light Frequencies, The Transformative Power of Star Magic. We've been training people in this stuff for a long time. And the results that we get in our healing, when we plug someone's multidimensional transmission center system into the Stargate system, into the multidimensional Merkaba field, up into the God world frequencies, downloading that source code. Why do you think people are getting up out of wheelchairs? Why do you think people are taking their hearing aids out? Because we're plugging them in correctly. Most people are running off of false templates, trying to work in a system that is corrupted. They're working within a mathematical construct which keeps us stuck. And unless you bring the 13th into the equation, you're going to go round in circles. You're going to get stuck in this time-based matrix. You're never going to access the God worlds, the dimensional spaces beyond the game that most of us are stuck in. Now we can take our consciousness out, we can take our physical bodies out. They're two different processes. And the Ark of the Covenant is one of the major keys, which can be accessed through Giza. 2 years ago, not last March, the March before, on my birthday, well, I was supposed to go in on my birthday. I hired the whole pyramid for myself on the 8th of March, but I couldn't go in till the 11th, and I didn't find out until the 8th on my birthday. My mate came and said, Jerry, we can't go in, you got to go in Friday. But I ended up going in on the 11th at 11 p.m. Now I've been into the Giza pyramid loads of times. We run tours there every year. Take huge groups of people for 16 days through all the temple spaces, special access, downloads, uploads, upgrades, meditations, unbelievable. But I wanted to go in on my own in the dark. And I went in on my own for several hours in the dark and had the most incredible experience. And I was lying in the King's Chamber and they took me out of my body, up through the capstone, through the Ark of the Covenant, through this bend in space-time, up into the God worlds. And they showed me the mathematics. It was incredible. And then they brought me back down into my body. When I got back down into my body was facing 180 degrees the other way, minus 23 degrees. I don't remember moving, but my body was the other way around. I got up and I was facing the other side of the King's Chamber. And even though it was dark in there, everything was lit. There were so many beings in there. The walls of the king's chamber disappeared and the walls were like lava. There was portals opening everywhere, beings walking around. It was bonkers. But this number 13 is the key. This number 13 is the key to everything. You're powerful, my friends, my sister, my brother. You came to this earth plane like a Jedi Knight, ready to share your gifts with the world. But you've just forgotten. You just forgot. I'm here to shake you up and help you remember. To step into your power and remember that you're a god, that you're a goddess, a warrior, a galactic titan, an alchemist, a witch, a wizard, an architect from the stars, a mystical weaver of reality. You gotta love this game, man. Wherever you are on this planet, go out into this world and love your sisters and your brothers fiercely and ferociously. Hug them tightly and never be the first to let go. And remember, don't forget, go and check out our website. We got some of the best ascension tools on planet Earth. Hundreds of meditations, light language transmissions, light codes to activate your pineal glands, switch on your light body, activate your Merkaba field, and so much more. Cosmic yoga, high frequency nutrition, breath work, tons of mystery school teachings that you can access right now free for 7 days. Go to starmagichealing.org and check it out. Connect with powerful souls just like you inside our free Telegram groups. Souls on the same mission that want to create a better world. Let's unite. Let's step into our power together and create communities. Let's make this world a beautiful place. Let's create heaven on earth. Beautiful soul. You're magic. You're powerful. But you gotta know this. There's no point me telling you. You gotta dive into here and feel it. Trust the process. There's always another level, baby. I love you so much. Thank you for being here in this space with me. And remember, this can be a lonely journey sometimes. So go and share this video with your friends and your family. Go and grab one of your friends and get them to watch this video. And talk about this information. Share this information. Meditate on this information together. And you come up with your own decision. You're amazing. I love you so much. I'll see you again real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.